This is the plaintiff, Norberto Velez. He says the defendant's a friend of a friend who he gave a series of loans to, and he's now having a heck of a time getting the defendant to pay him back. In fact, the guy's claiming he's harassing him when all he's doing is asking for something which is rightfully his, some people. He's suing for $408.50, the amount he's owed. This is the defendant, Mark Quintana. He says the plaintiff's one big liar whose lies keep getting bigger and bigger. The guy's making everything up in an attempt to extort him for money he does not owe. It's not right what he's doing, and he believes the judge will see right through it and set him straight once and for all. He's accused of being a lousy loanee.
All parties, please raise your right hands.
Welcome back to the People's Court. Next case on the docket, the plaintiff gave the defendant a series of loans and got stiffed. But the defendant says this is pure extortion. It's the case of a loan again, naturally.
Thank you, Douglas. Norberto Velez, you are suing Mark Quintana, your former friend, for $408.50 that you say he owes you in various loans that you made to him throughout your friendship that he apparently refuses to repay according to you. Tell me what's going on.
Okay, I feel sorry for him because he could try to get a job. And I lent him the money to get his street.
How did you two know each other?
Through my cousin friend.
He's your cousin's friend?
Yeah. No, my niece's cousin.
Your niece's cousin's friend knew him.
Right.
So you loaned him money.
I lent him
Okay, I need some money. Because if that's all it takes is your niece's cousin's friend, and then you loan him, I don't understand. Were you friends with him or weren't you?
Yeah, I was friends for a long time.
What's a long time?
Maybe about a year at least.
That's not a long time. All right, so you've known the guy a year. All right, and then you find out he needs money. How?
Because he needed a job, and he needs to secure your licenses in
He
Florida.
needs what?
Secure your license.
In order to get the job he wanted.
Get a job.
So did he come to you and ask you for the money?
He said if I front the money, that he'll pay me back when he gets the job.
Okay.
And somehow he didn't get hired because my boss didn't hire him because
he was going to get a job with where you work?
Yes.
Okay. So you loaned him how much that time?
The license is $150.
Okay. And did he pay you back for that?
No.
Okay. And then what happens?
And then he did not get hired because he told my boss that he needs the job to pay child support, and that was a big turnoff.
Because he was back owed child support?
Yeah, back owed child support.
Okay, things not to say in an interview, okay?
So my boss was going to hire him.
I'm a deadbeat dad, so I really need this job, okay?
And
how far back were you in the child support? How far behind?
I'm not actually on child support.
So why did you mention child support?
I said it because I was about to be put on it, and it actually hasn't gone through yet. I guess
Are you paying child support?
I am giving money to my baby mama.
Are you paying child support?
No.
According to him, you mentioned that in the interview. Did that happen?
No, it didn't. They told me that they couldn't hire me because I didn't have my driver's license.
Driver's license?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Why don't you have a driver's license?
I have a bad driving record.
Oh, you had one and we took it away from you?
Yes, ma'am.
For what?
For a number of things, but I have 18 points less than 3 months, so that's the main reason.
How do you get 18? You know how hard you have to work to get 18 points in less than 3 months in the state? You're from Florida. Yes, 18 points in less than 3 months in the state of Florida?
Yeah.
That's hard.
Yeah.
Yeah, you had, and you probably ignored the summons, didn't come to court, didn't pay the ticket, got a suspended license, didn't do what you had to do to get the license back, blah, 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 right?
Somewhat.
It sounds familiar? Yeah, I have seen this dog has bitten me 500 times. I've seen the same situation over and over, and you're just too slack to straighten out your situation, which then affects your jobs prospects, affects your ability to get to and from work. What are your plans? Are you working now?
Yes, ma'am.
What are you doing?
I currently work for a pool company. It's owned by my family.
Do you drive?
I don't. I get picked up for work.
Wow. All right. So they don't give him the job, and then he doesn't pay you back that money, but then you continue to loan him a bunch of other money?
Yes. Because he said you'll promise me when he's working with his...
I know, but that promise didn't work the last time, so why did you fall for it this time?
Because he said he made his word that you'll pay me the money.
I know, but he said that the last time, and that didn't work, so why are you trusting him?
Because I'm a very trusting person.
Really? Is that what it is?
I want to survive on 9/11. I trust people.
You what?
I want to survive on 9/11.
Explain that to me.
I have a good heart.
No, I want to know where you were.
I work with the Port Authority. I was there, so I...
What were you doing for them?
Security.
You were a security guard at the World Trade Center when it happened?
Yes.
Wow. How did you get out?
I was outside getting breakfast for the team members.
Thank God. Did anybody everybody who worked with you able to get out?
No, half them are deceased.
Wow.
So I'm a very good person. I believe in pay it forward. And I was hoping that he paid me
But you got to
back.
pick who you pay it forward to, right?
Yeah.
Okay. If you feel the milk of human kindness, go to a soup kitchen. All right. Or a homeless shelter and volunteer your time there. But if it's someone who, according to your descriptions, just takes. Tell me when you loaned him $105 for child support.
He needed some cash money. I don't know what he used it for, but he's saying his baby mama needs cash.
When did you loan him that?
On the 5th
Of what?
of June.
So now we're up to $350.
Correct.
And then the rest of what you're suing for is $20 gas, $10 beer, cigarettes.
All right. He had no driver license, and he wanted to have sex with girls. So I took him to this place, and I'm waiting outside more than 2 hours.
A bordello?
He went to a project or like a ghetto area. So he had no driver license, so I had to take his friend's car to drive.
To drive him to a prostitute?
Some girl having sex. So
Some girlfriend?
No, it's not, the girl he didn't even know. He just go online, picked up.
Okay.
And he paid, he said, pay the $20 for the gas and buy beer and a cigarette, I'll pay you back. I said, okay.
Was that the fishing trip?
No, fishing trip is something else.
Fishing trip?
No, that's something else.
So when you loan money to some dude who is behind on child support,
No, because he's a loser.
he may be a loser, but sometimes maybe it's legit why they fall behind. Would you ever take the chance?
Yeah, sure.
You would?
If he's a good friend of mine, yeah,
If he's behind on child support,
sure.
does he need to have a really good reason on why?
Life happens.
Wow, that is a forgiving woman who I would like to borrow money from. What do you think?
No, I don't give him money.
You don't give him money. You're a smart woman going inside the courtroom.
The fishing trip, he said he was depressed and he said if I loan him the $60, he promised me he's gonna pay.
Are you socializing with him during all this time? Are you going out as buddies? Are you?
No, I stopped.
So why do you keep loaning him money?
Oh, I stopped. After he harassed me, he say, "Oh, he has no money. I'm not lending no more money to nobody." And I learned a lesson.
What's going on?
Good.
Let me hear your version.
All right. Well, it started with my friend, which was cousins with his niece. And we met, we talked. He told me he was a survivor of 9/11. And we just got close. We started talking. I told him I have a part-time job right now. Bills aren't cutting it. He told me that he had a job for me, or that he probably could give me a job. So he goes to his job, talks to his job. They said, we'll hire you. And I was like, okay. And I go to the interview. After the interview, they told me that I don't have my license, that they can't hire me. Boom. And then they said, why don't you try again? Somebody might lose their job, or they're going out of town or something, that you could take their spot. So I went back for the second interview. They told me no, that there's no openings. And he promised me a job last time I remembered. And that's why I didn't have money to pay him back.
It's not his job to get you a job.
You're right.
It's,
but
it's his generosity to get you an opportunity.
He went about it, the way he went about it, he told me that he had the job for me. It was in the bag. But
yeah, well, if you weren't such a screw up and you hadn't lost your driver's license, then maybe you could have gotten it. If you didn't, it's kind of your own thing. It's not his fault.
You're right.
He's trying to be nice to you.
He was, and I agree.
Put your hand down. I'm working.
Right.
Go ahead.
He was a very nice person. I'm not going to lie. And I feel like I do owe him money, and just not all the amount that he's claiming.
Okay. So you're grateful for the things he did for you?
I am grateful.
You're grateful? Because I got to tell you, when I read your text, it doesn't look like you're grateful.
Yeah, because, well, when you text me from 3 different numbers and you call me about 100 times, then that's when I don't act like that, I guess.
Let's see. This is where you tell him to do certain things to your body parts.
You could read them like from the get and you would understand why I said it that way.
Then when he tells you to stop using bad language, you then spell out letter by letter the profanity.
Yep.
You tell him he's lying about how much it is. You call him a fat blank. And you tell him once again, you seem to be obsessed with having him do certain things to a certain body part of yours.
I was angry.
I can't wait to laugh in your blanking face.
Yep.
More profanity. You don't sound grateful. Sound kind of like a jerk.
Well, it's funny how when we would discuss how much I owed him, he would still harass me, texting me from different numbers, calling me saying that this is his new number, texting me hundreds of times. If you look on there, there's a...
What do you owe him?
I feel like I owe him...
You feel like?
I gave him $100 cash, so I feel like I only owe him maybe $150 to complete.
But you're not sure. You feel like you owe him.
Technically, like sense-wise, yeah, I'm telling you just how much I think.
Right, but why don't you have how come you're not keeping track of what you owe him?
Because I never did. I just only remember what I borrowed, and
so who should I believe? The guy who has every little penny written down, or the guy who says, whose defense is, I think this,
I guess the guy who has every penny.
Okay, I want you to listen to me because I want to tell you something, Mr. Reyes, okay? I appreciate the fact that you went through a life-changing experience and that you want to do good, but you still have to protect yourself.
Yes, I understand.
Okay? And you still have to make sure that your generosity is spent in the right place.
Yes, ma'am.
Because it doesn't look like it was spent in the right place.
Correct.
All right? Given the choice between believing your story or yours, here's a surprise. I believe yours. And I'm finding in favor of the plaintiff in this case in the amount of $408.50. That's
Thank
my
you.
verdict.
Both sides, hold on, please.
See what the defendant has to say here after the plaintiff gets every cent he's sued for here. What's your reaction to that?
No reaction.
Don't you think he's been through enough after what he described and what he told you went through without having to put him through this much more?
I guess so.
Right?
Yeah.
All right. All right, right this way, okay? Okay. All right, so come on out here, step on in here. You got everything you sued for. What's going through your mind now?
I'm very happy. I learned my lesson. And I'm going to never trust people again, lending people money. And I hope everybody learns about this.
Well, choose more carefully, at least.
No, if you do that, you still lose friendships.
Okay.
So don't lend money.
What about the pay it forward?
I saw the movie Pay It Forward. I thought it works, and it didn't work.
All right, well, good luck with everything.
Thank you.
All right, Harvey?
Bless.
Okay, you know what? When you loan or borrow money from somebody, both sides need to keep a ledger where you say, this is what I loaned and this is what I paid back in increments. If you don't have that ledger and you can't make it up after the fact, I'm telling you, it makes the difference between winning and losing. That will do it for this case. Litigants for the next case on the way into the courtroom right now.